So, big, huge thing that happened today, sort of, is that Metal Gear Survive came out, I think.
Really?
Yeah. So this game,
Sort of.
Yeah. So this is a game that requires constant online connection. Chloe Rad is at home for IGN, and I think she's reviewing it. I think we're trying to stream it immediately after this. But again,
The trick with this is that everyone is trying to review this game right now, and no one actually can, despite being told that we could. And so what's happening here is that we are, and everyone playing it, is locked out of specific functionality that is not live yet, 2018videogames.com. And it's, I don't know if that's a real website. And we can't actually give you an accurate critical assessment of what this is. I have been cautiously optimistic about this from the jump because I love the gameplay of 5. I believe all of us do, right? And I don't know what this game is, and I don't know when we can play it or when we can tell you what it is. This is obviously, it's an online game, right? So it's going to live and breathe, grow over time, hopefully.
Yeah, you'd think so. It's also, it does have a single player component, which they seem to put a lot less of an emphasis on.
Right.
There was, I think, the store that you could buy to do microtransactions with was online, but the actual game wasn't, which is kind of like a... Yeah, at this point, you just got to sort of shake your head at Konami. I went on Reddit to be like, oh, maybe there's somebody who's like collected like a thread of reviews. There were no reviews on launch day because, and again, I don't think this is a terrible game. I don't think this is a fundamentally awful game. I think that it is a game that has been just hampered and crippled from the get-go by bad business decisions from like a tone-deaf publisher.
It's the Cloverfield paradox of the Metal Gear franchise, essentially.
Yeah, I went into Kind of Funny Games Daily yesterday, and they were like, "Yeah, Survive's coming out tomorrow," and we were all just kind of like, "Really?" And the fact that a room full of people that really care about video games and Metal Gear are going, really?
To pull a fast one on a bunch of people that work in the industry, we track this stuff. We've talked about this game for years now on this show, or what feels like it. And we've run the gamut of being like, let's hold out hope to maybe we shouldn't support this because Konami made terrible ethical decisions, to maybe we shouldn't punish the people who are working on this game currently because maybe there's some cool stuff in it. The trailer we just showed right there, had you not told me that was a Metal Gear game, I would have been like, this game looks really interesting. Like it's a bunch of it's stealth run and gun army dudes like using sci-fi weaponry on weird glowing cone head red. Like it looks interesting, right?
Yeah, it doesn't look like Metal Gear.
Right there, what you just said out loud.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Josh Nedich over in our Facebook group, which is facebook.com/group/podcastbeyond, plug, said, is Metal Gear Survive doomed out of the gate? Even if it is the best game ever, people will still hate it, right? This game just, as a game that has come out today, everything sucks top to bottom. The game itself, I think, is fine, but I think people are just so ready to hate it that nobody here wanted to review it because no matter what you give it, you're going to be either you're too lenient or you're I don't know, too mean or whatever. Like I don't think there's any good answer. I don't think there's any good outcome. I think from the get-go, they should have just called it a Contra game.
Yeah,
if they'd been like, oh, it's Contra Extreme, you'd be like, what on earth?
I think at some point you've got to be able to make another Metal Gear game. I want this game to be good. I think generally all of us sitting at this table want games that come out to be good.
I want every game to be great. I mean, that sucks for wallets, right?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that really gets hurt in a situation like that. But in a utopia, there are no bad games ever again.
So I want this game to be good. I have no idea if it is or isn't. I know there's going to be some baggage with Metal Gear. I do think people tend to gravitate toward toward good games as long as they're shown that they're good, as long as people like you and other places and people on YouTube are out there showing, or their friends are giving word of mouth, or they actually give it an honest try, that they tend to gravitate toward good games even when they're predisposed not to like them. So if Konami releases a good Metal Gear game, I mean, don't we all want a good Metal Gear game again someday?
Of course
yes,
we do.
But I also want to hurt Konami because they were mean to Kojima, rated Metal Gear.
Yeah, they were mean to Kojima. I think
I say that half sarcastically, but that is where a lot of people are coming from.
For all the joy this game might bring me is half of what that tweet of Kojima holding up like this Photoshop cup that said Konami Tears. Like that's I love that. That's a great revengeance story, effectively, right?
That was just a sample of this week's Beyond. For the full episode, as well as our goofy rapid-fire Q&A segment, head over to youtube.com/IGNBeyond and subscribe today.